Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and I have an open box video for you today from NGC. And we're going to start out with something a little bit on the basic side, if you will. I got this 83cc that, as long as I was going to send some stuff in, I said, you know what, let's go ahead and send it in, because the reverse of the coin is, of course, just tremendous. Very few contact marks, really clean, really satiny. Very nice coin, very nice coin. And then, of course, the obverse, a little bit more typical. I mean, you've got a lot of contact marks, a lot of little chatter in the field, and then some marks on the face. And then, of course, behind her head's really nice, clean spot. There's not really much of any marks on the back side of the coin. But overall, a MS63, which is what it is, kind of a coin, but really lovely. These are trading still in that 350 ballpark right now. So all in all, a nice coin. Oftentimes I'll wait on those to get them certified until it's a little bit higher grade. But that one we went ahead and jumped in. All right, next up, a little bit of a tricky coin. So in 1878, there are lots of different die varieties on these 1878 coins. In this one, for those of you who are very astute, you could probably already see that there are tail feathers under the tail feathers. And this is the 78 7/8 strong reverse. So that's a real popular variety, and it's really hard to get in UNC grades. I mean, an uncirculated coin is $250, and even just a basic MS63, so a lower grade UNC, is $500. And this coin, I thought kind of bedazzling. I really liked it a lot. It has a little bit of a unique look to it, and maybe that's what landed it in trouble, because they called it UNC details cleaned. And I really liked the coin, and I'm not too happy with the cleaned portion of it. I'm wondering if it just has more to do with the overall look of the coin than anything in specific. There's not the telltale cleaning signs that you would normally see. It actually has, if it was cleaned, it was a long time ago. If you look at the toning along the rim, that's kind of nice old school album toning. So this was in an old album for a long time. And so to have it come out called cleaned is definitely on what we would call the disappointing side, just a little bit. But thinking of speaking of disappointments, look at this 1921 peace dollar. These guys at right now are just all of the rage. UNC coins are, I mean, hundreds into the thousands, and this coin, I shouldn't say this coin's a disappointment, because this coin is just kind of is what it is. It is a nice uncirculated coin with really nice look to it. But once again, for those of you who are kind of getting the full picture here right away, there are these marks on the rim, and NGC went ahead and called them out. UNC details, rim damage. And fair enough. I mean, fair enough. This coin, I think, by the way, this coin, I think we're just throwing eBay and let the buyers have at it, right? That maybe we'll go that route. All these coins were sent in on their standard level for NGC, and it took forever and a day. So I can't even do the math on how long it took. It's been more or less 3 months. I speak somewhat tongue in cheek when it comes to that. So that's another tough coin, and the rim damage is there, so they called it like they saw it. And next up, I got a couple of fun coins from the 30s from San Francisco. Sometimes collectors, when they get new to collecting, they just kind of think that these San Francisco coins are magically more rare, and that's because they start seeing stuff like the 09 SVDB and the 32S quarter, and there's just a lot of coins from San Francisco from the teens, 20s, and 30s that are tough to get. Not an exception. You know, if you collect Walkers, Walking Liberty half dollars, there are some stinking, sneaky coins to collect from that era. This 34S came back in AU58. Great coin. I mean, tough coin. In this grade, it's about a $200+ coin. You go up a grade, just like a basic 60, MS60 is like 300, but MS63 is like 650. So they have huge jumps. It does have just a little bit of wear on the high points. So on these guys, the high point, just the way the coin is produced, runs all the way up and down the center of the coin. This leg is higher, the hand, all the way up through the dress and the head. And then on the reverse of the coin, of course, your high point is right up here on the feathers. And that's where you'll see usually when you start to see a little bit of wear, that's where you'll see it. And you can see that little bit of darkness. That is definitely being called wear on this coin. So neat coin. Next up, one of the semi-key dates for the Lincoln cents. I'm going to loop this right away because, you know, it's harder to see. But this 31S, really a nice, I mean, really lustrous looking coin for the date. 31Ss can come a little flat. This one has a lot of color to it. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and call this coin a win overall because MS64 brown, for those of you who follow the channel a little bit, you know what they do to copper. My questionable color friends out there, you know, there's so much of this stuff that they're sending back with the moniker questionable color on the front of the label, and a nice MS64 brown. Now there is some red there, but the back is, you know, very brown. And also NGC and PCGS only guarantee the color on the coin for 10 years on copper coins. It's just a thing. This coin's about 165 bucks. The big jump's in 65 because then all of a sudden it's like 350, which I didn't realize the jump was that high until I looked at this, but it's got a big old jump on it. And real pleasing coin overall. And a red brown in this grade is not that big of a difference. So 165 to 200. So there's not a big difference from your 64 browns to your 64 red browns. Last but not least, we have our first little body bag here in a while. And this I'm not surprised on. I'll show you in a minute. This 89 CC, which is one of the toughest dates for Carson City's, really a nicer grade coin too. A lot of detail left. Has a little bit of a scratch there on the face, but a lot of detail. I mean, my grade on this coin is probably a very fine. They said not encapsulated altered surface. So the altered surface is not something that you want to hear, but I think basically on this coin they're referring, I think what they're really saying is that this coin was artificially toned. Now, I could be wrong about that, but you know, I think that's what they mean when they say altered surface, because this darkness on this coin is really kind of unnatural looking. But that's just my guess. You know, it's a tough coin. You know, fine is $1,000. So I mean, it's really a nice coin. Very expensive coin. I didn't even look above fine, but the coin is, I think, clearly better than a fine. And this is a coin that jumps and jumps in price. So we'll have to figure out what to do with that coin next. Maybe I'll have to try PCGS. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for watching. It's been The Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.